Hello, everybody, and welcome to That Wrestling Show, the only podcast where all pro wrestling matters. I am Bill Yankovi, joined as always by Fro. Hello, Fro.
Woo! Woo!
And
Spooky Fro!
as I am coming to you from the home of the new world champions of professional baseball, the Washington Nationals, who came back after losing 3 straight home games to take Game 6 and 7 to win the World Series and win the championship.
Congrats.
And for those of you who are wondering, I have had 800 beers since Wednesday night. How I am functioning... No, I'm just kidding. I haven't had any beer. I was actually going to joke that, I'd have a cold one. I would have had it with me, and we would have, I would have popped it open. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not Mr. Moon and Larry. As much as I like him, I'm not Mr. Moon and Larry. So, anyway, this
Never heard of him.
This week we're going to discuss wrestling news. As there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Fro has another game for me to play.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk
because there's no Masked Singer this week.
Right, no. This is the last week without a Masked Singer. And
I missed them so much.
And we're going to talk about the chaos that is going on or has been going on in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, Jesus. I forgot that was this week. I totally forgot. When was it?
Yesterday.
Okay. On Halloween.
Yeah, okay. on Halloween, which is why I was calling it Saudi Halloween Havoc. So,
I know nothing about the results. Absolutely nothing.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I only saw the last 3 matches.
Okay.
Well, we'll get into why when we get to that, but
wasn't there some title match and things like that? So I can understand why.
Oh yeah. So anyway,
and we will talk about Rick and Morty this week.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because now I'm gonna say this to everyone right now, because I had been so consumed, would be the right word, with not only the World Series, but also recording this week. I am not going to be doing the weekly rankings for TV shows this week, because my mind was just in another place. So,
it's totally okay. I didn't see SmackDown or Raw this week, right. So it's totally okay.
So yeah, well, but I do want to talk about the AEW show a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, it was actually a very funny episode. I really liked it.
There was a lot of good stuff on there.
I've seen some complaints about it online, but I'm like, that's just stupid.
I don't have a complaint. I had more of a concern, but I'll get to that.
Okay.
When we get there. So
but the Rick and Morty stuff was maybe the most fun thing. Especially for me, that is a big Rick and Morty fan. I find that very funny, but we will talk about that later.
Later. I want to bring this up real quick, because I'm sure that there are people who either A, watched the Saudi show and probably had a bad feeling, or B, just want to look for some good wrestling to watch this weekend. I'm going to recommend to you guys Major League Wrestling. They are having their first ever pay-per-view tomorrow night.
I really, really want to see that.
It is called Saturday Night Super Fight, and it is in Chicago, Illinois. And this is a pretty good-looking card. They actually have it broken into 2 parts. They have a pre-show card, and they have the main card. So
I think the pre-show show is on YouTube, right?
actually, it's a good thing you mentioned that because it is going
I
to
think so.
air for free on Fight,
Yeah.
YouTube, DirecTV, Dish, In Demand, and beIN Sports, which is their regular channel for their weekly show. Here's their card for the pre-show. There's 4 matches for this. We have a triangle match, tag teams. Simon Gotch, yes, that's Simon Gotch.
I know.
Akira Kwan, Dominic Garini and Douglas James, and the Spirit Squad.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
We also are going to have El Hijo de L.A. Park against Zenshi. Savio Vega against Leo Bryan.
Savio Vega. I don't understand why he has not become bigger than he is.
And the debut of Gino El Intocable. Excuse me. Gino El Intocable. I guess if I botched it, I'm sorry. Medina against Airwolf.
Also a good wrestler.
Now, to the pay-per-view. We have a 6-man tag team match. Septimo Dragon, Gringo McKing are going to face Injustice. The tag team Injustice, not actual Injustice. Just
would be funny though.
They would.
And against you, you will wrestle against Injustice, and nobody's there.
And they're going to be accompanied by bigotry. No.
And also racism.
Right. We also have a Stairway to Hell match. Jimmy Havoc, Mance Warner, and Bestia 666 are going to compete in that.
Jimmy Havoc, the brother of who? Do you know that?
Jimmy Havoc. I don't know. Does he have a brother?
I think so.
Oh. Low Key's going to face Brian Pillman Jr.
Ooh.
The National Openweight title, Alex Hammerstone, the champion, will defend against Davey Boy Smith Jr. This next match is going to be very interesting. Filthy Tom Lawler against Timothy Thatcher.
Never heard of any of them.
Oh, that's going to be a good match. Okay. A Texas Tornado match for the tag team titles. The Dynasty of MJF and Richard Holiday against Ross and Marshall Von Erich. The world.
So what you mean is they're going to be dead by next pay-per-view, right? Because of the Van Erich curse.
Oh,
the Van Erich curse. Look it up, everybody.
Yep, it's sad. The world middleweight title is on the line. Teddy Hart defends against Austin Aries.
Is he there, really?
Yeah, he's there. And the main event, a no disqualification match for the world heavyweight title. Jacob Fatu defends against L.A. Park.
Oh, L.A. Park. One of my favorite wrestlers as well.
That's going to be this is a good card. This is a good card. And
when is it? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow night. The free show is at 7 p.m. Eastern. The live pay-per-view is at 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay. Tickets are still available for this event. For those that are interested, it's only $15. That's a starting price, $15.
That's cheap.
That's a good price. There are many ways you can watch this. You can stream it on Fight TV. You can find it on your local cable system. You can find it on DirecTV or on the Dish. And guess how much it is, Fro? How much? Let me ask you this: how much would you pay for this pay-per-view?
25.
How would you feel if I told you this pay-per-view only cost $19.95?
Wow, that's cheap.
That's right. $19.95. That is the price of the pay-per-view.
That is very, very cheap.
I think that's a good selling point, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah.
So, it is Saturday night Super Fight tomorrow night. Check it out if you want.
Saturday night. Da, 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 da. Oh, baby. Mm-hmm.
All right. Other news to discuss here. Survivor Series. This was talked about during the Crown Jewel event. Will be a tri-branded event.
So with NXT as well?
Yep, NXT will be involved in the Survivor Series.
Oh, I like that.
I do as well. So I would imagine
that's smart of them.
It is.
I think that's super smart of them because it gives NXT more
even more exposure than they already have.
More exposure. Thank you. That was the word I was looking for.
And hopefully next week, Al Out of Love will be back with us with a Survivor Series report. So
I hope so. Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see what happens there. I think it's going to make the pay-per-view even more interesting now. So
with NXT in it, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes me want to see it very much. Not as much as the pay-per-view I want to see next weekend, but that's another topic that we're going to talk about later.
Ring of Honor news. Joey Mercury is done with Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I saw this.
He had been overseeing the dojo, the company's dojo, the training facility, and was part of the creative team. This was mutually agreed upon, so there's no hard feelings from either one. According to Mike Johnson, he is still technically with the company until the end of a non-compete period. So he's going to stay there for a little bit longer than he can go whatever he wants to do.
He's been there quite a while, hasn't he?
It said only a year, so...
A year? Really?
Yeah,
it feels like longer.
Okay. Yesterday, while we had Saudi Halloween Havoc, WWE announced their financial numbers for the third quarter.
Let me guess. They are down.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They are down. They lost, I think it was like 83% down from last year. Oh, man. All right.
What a shock. I'm so surprised.
Meltzer's report, which is not that long actually, has a lot of the notes, so I'll read the key details. WWE stock after this conference call fell $10.40 per share. It went to $56.04, leaving the company with a market value of only $4.4 billion.
That is tremendously lost.
In the third quarter, WWE grossed $186,383,000 in revenue and turned a $5,862,000 profit. At this time, a year ago, Fro, their gross was a little bit higher, $188 million. Their profits were $33 million. From this time last year. That is really bad. Also, WWE lost $3.5 million during the quarter on their house show business. They've never lost, according to Meltzer, $3.5 million on house shows over the course of a year, let alone a quarter.
But the reason is nobody's interested in their product. So why would you go to a house show? There's absolutely no reason. If it wasn't NXT, like right now, if I got a free ticket to WWE in Norway, I wouldn't fucking go. If it was for NXT, I would pay.
Right.
But now for Raw in Norway, for example, no, wouldn't be interested.
Television ratings are down. However, watching WWE via DVR has increased. Raw was down 8.5% live from the same quarter last year. But if you figure in DVR viewership, the decline is 5.5%, while cable in general is down 6.3%. SmackDown went down to 6.6% live and only 3.3% factoring in DVR viewership. The live viewership for the quarter of Raw is 73.3%. SmackDown was 73.1%.
Woohoo! Go SmackDown.
Very close. This next number might be the one that hurts them, and it is the WWE Network. Subscriptions declined 131,000 in this quarter. They are down to 1,465,400.
Doesn't shock me.
Subscriptions in the United States are down 10.5% in the United States.
Just the States. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have outside
worldwide,
unfortunately.
Okay.
Let's see. Other news. Ticket sales declined in North America from $22.4 million in the United States and $2.3 million outside North America to $18.3 million in North America and $2.3 million outside. So outside North America, they're still doing the same thing there.
Yeah, because it's more a special thing when they come to England and things like that.
NXT averaged 817 paid, I guess, audience members, ticket customers, and 32,000 per show in the third quarter last year. This year, attendance dropped in the third quarter to 693 paid on average and grossed over $26,000 per show. Licensing went down from $8.5 million to $7.8 million due to declines in video game sales. And boy, yeah, that new... I was going to talk about that last week, but we got so caught up. Oh my God, Fro, I couldn't believe the footage that I've seen.
Oh, we talked about it on another show. It's one of the most awful rated wrestling games of all time.
Oh my God!
If I'm Vince, it's so glitchy. It's so glitchy.
Website merchandise sales have declined from 6.8 million to 5.7 due to orders. The number of orders per day has gone down. The average price spent per order, however, did go up. It went from $41.87 to $46.09. And finally, arena merchandise declined. The average consumer spent roughly the same. At this time last year, it was $9.26 per head merchandise. This year, $9.38 per head this year. So not good news for WWE there.
But the question is, will this change wins?
I don't know, man. I really don't know.
I don't think so.
No.
I'm going to say it again, and I know people are going to be very mad at me when I say this, but the best thing for wrestling or for WWE would be when Vince retired. I mean, just look at NXT quality, how Hunter has steered that company. It's amazing, and it's this week especially was very 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 good.
All right. The other thing that I want to bring up before we get into this week on TV is Jordan Grace. Or not Jordan Grace. I'm sorry. Jordan Myles. Jordan Myles, in the beginning, was doing something right. And then he lost his doggone mind.
Aww.
For those who have been living under a rock this week, our adventure begins on Sunday when Jordan Myles tweeted out that WWE had put a shirt out for him, and it was considered racist by him. Have you seen this shirt?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, to make it short, it is basically blackface, except for the face.
It is.
It's big lips, the teeth, you know. So he goes and he, is like, I am very ashamed of this, and this is wrong. I do not support this. This was not my idea. So during the day, he was getting a lot of support from other African American professional wrestlers, which and other people as well, which I'm absolutely fine with. Then he started to get a little overboard, because in another tweet, he tagged Vince McMahon and Triple H, calling them out. Not the best thing in the world to do. Then, in another tweet, he talked about how WWE let Hulk Hogan come back after he apologized to the locker room for the whole N-word situation. And, that sort of bothered him. Then he goes crazy because for some reason, and I guess a fan said something, I'm not really sure, he goes after Ring of Honor. He calls Ring of Honor a racist company, and I mean, this episode was probably going to get the explicit tag already, but what I'm about to say is going to get it. He called Jay Lethal and Uncle Tom.
Wow.
And for those of you who don't know what that is, let's just say it is one step below being called the N-word. It's very bad. Very, very bad. But Titus O'Neil, who is a very smart man, came on the Twitter and he said, I support you. However, I think you're doing this the wrong way. You're taking it the wrong way. You shouldn't put this out on social media, which he's right about. And then Booker T came on. Basically, the gist of it for me is Jordan Myles was like on his way out of a job, basically, because he was in, he's in NXT right now. And then Jordan Myles released a statement basically apologizing for what he had done.
He's very good in NXT as well.
Yeah, he's a good wrestler. Now, before I get into my thoughts about the Jordan Myles situation, if you really believe Ring of Honor is, look at their world title history.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm being very serious.
No, I agree. Yeah, I've had a lot of colored people.
Their first champion,
Mm-hmm.
low key, is of Portuguese, or not Portuguese, Puerto Rican descent. He's Puerto Rican. The second champion, Xavier, Puerto Rican. The third champion, Samoa Joe. Well, part of it is already in his name. He's Samoan.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a white champion until the fourth one with Austin Aries. And then, I'm going to add on some other names here. Homicide, Puerto Rican. Takeshi Morishima, Japanese. Jay Lethal, Black. And the current champion, Rouge, Mexican.
Yeah.
So, if you're saying, and this is just my take of it, if you think the current people in Ring of Honor are racist, okay, that's your opinion. And, I'm going to respect your opinion. However, if you look at the history of Ring of Honor, far from racist. Very, very far. I mean, if you think about this, Fro. They've had more minority world champions in Ring of Honor than they have had in WWE. Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
That is just boggling. That Ring of Honor, who, and we've said it on the show many times, they're not in the best position right
now. No.
But their history is so good. They have had more minority champions than any major promotion I could think of in the United States.
Yeah, it feels very strange to attack them on this.
Or at least in North America.
Yeah. That's what I find strange. Like, attacking them on this part?
Yeah.
It's
that
very,
part.
Yeah.
And then to call, like I said, to call Jay Lethal and Uncle Tom is just about as low as you can go. I mean, if you don't believe me, go to Urban Dictionary. Type in Uncle Tom. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Yep.
But I think to me, this is my thought. I support Jordan Myles on the shirt issue. Because that did look a bit racist. That looks
awful. But there's the right way of bringing things up, and there's the wrong way of bringing things up. That's one of my biggest problems with this.
That's where I'm going with this. And I am saying this, I'm not saying this as a white man who's never felt racism. Because, I'm white. I make fun of myself time to time. I live in an area, because I'm right near Washington, D.C. I'm in Prince George's County, where we are one of the biggest counties in the United States as far as African Americans living there go. There's a lot of minorities where I live. And I don't mind it. I do not mind it. If Jordan Myles had just left, if he had just left it at the shirt, I would have been fine. It would have been the end of it. We go on, life goes on. To call out a company's history, and oh, by the way, it's the company you work for. That's a huge no-no.
Yeah.
Huge no-no. If you did it after you left, then I'd be okay with it. But you don't go after the company that you work for about their history while you're in the company. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it seems extremely strange to do it this way.
And then to go after your bosses, to go after another company. Once he is done with NXT or WWE or whatever, he's not going to work in any big name promotion in the United States. I'm telling you this now. If he's going to find work, if he's going to find work, it's going to be on the independents or it's going to be overseas. Because I can tell you right now, Impact's not going to want him.
No.
Ring of Honor sure as hell is not going to want him after this.
No.
AEW might want to stay away from him. Major League Wrestling might want to stay away from him. He's going to end up either working the indies, which is not a bad thing, but I don't think he's going to work the big indies, or he's going to work international for the rest of his career. And it's all going to come back to this.
I totally agree.
And the other thing I want to say is, well, because I read someone was like, well, WWE had Kofi Kingston win their title at WrestleMania this year, and New Day's been tag team champion. That doesn't solve the problem. It really doesn't solve the problem. If I don't know, ultimately at the end, if Vince never truly trusted colored people to be his world champions or not. I don't know. But if you go back into, say, like the mid-'80s when it really began, and I'd say up until the mid-'90s, there are not a lot of African-American wrestlers, that are on the big stage. You basically have to be either white or Samoan. And nothing against Samoans. But it's true. It's a true fact.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. It's very clear in the WWE history. If we look at the history of WWE, there's a lot of implicated racism in WWE.
So, I'm not really sure. So, but look, if I really just hope he gets help, or they can solve this privately, because racism is a topic that is very, very touchy, especially in today's society.
Oh yeah.
And you're either gonna go full head, go into the conversation like we did, or you're not gonna say it at all. And I'm only saying it because my life I've had friends that are of minority, be it black, be it Hispanic, be and whatever you want, whatever. I've had friends, Muslim, Hindu, That's just how my life has been.
Yeah. Same here.
Let's talk about this week's TV real quick, because I do want to get into your game. I haven't forgotten about the game yet.
Good.
I missed half of Raw this week.
Yeah, I didn't see Raw or SmackDown.
Because I was recording for a future episode of Eliminated, a Royal Rumble podcast, which I can't tell you which episode it is yet, but it probably will be up, if I'm doing my math right, in the beginning of 2020. So
okay.
So I missed like the first hour and a half of Raw, and then after that, I had to go get a shower. I had to clean up, So the whole big thing on Raw was Rusev and Lana. That was the big thing.
Okay.
Because Jerry Lawler is going to have the divorce court, in quotes, to to take care of whatever's going on. Not Mansoor. Humberto Carrillo had a match with AJ Styles. It was a non-title match, but it was a good match. I enjoyed that. Natalya and Charlotte teamed up against the Iconics. That was very interesting. I know, right? Seth Rollins had I think it was like a street fight or no DQ match with Eric Rowan, which was good. But, the other thing. Oh my gosh, I'm glad I saw this picture. Sin Cara had a female accompany him to counter Andrade with Zelina Vega.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be a good storyline there.
Who was it? Anybody we know of? Or?
From what I read, I saw it, her name was Carolina.
Okay. I never heard of her.
It's spelled like Carolina, but I think it's going to be pronounced Carolina.
Right.
So then we get to the Rusev-Lana segment. So I've missed half of Raw, and I'm like, okay, whatever is going to happen is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Lana basically gets most of the talking in. And she's like, Rusev has a sex problem. He wants to have sex with me in the morning. He wants it in the afternoon. He wants it at night. And then, like, the big reason, like, it came out that Lana is doing what she's doing is because Bobby Lashley told her that Rusev was cheating on her. And then Lashley came out, and then we had a good fight with Rusev and Lashley. And at one point, Lana comes in with a Singapore cane, and she tries to hit she hits Rusev 3 times, and it had no effect whatsoever. It was so funny. It really was. And then a low blow to Rusev. Rusev had taken his wedding ring off, and Lashley and Lana make out standing over Rusev. So basically, it's like, look, he wanted to have a kid with me. I have a mind here, and then she says that he cheated on her.
Mm-hmm.
So it was an interesting way to end Raw. I don't think that should have been how Raw ended, but it was an interesting way to end Raw.
Yeah.
So I watched AEW while I was watching Game 7 of the World Series. I enjoyed this episode.
I enjoyed it as well. I think it's their third best show, maybe.
All right. The contract signing was done very well.
Very good, yeah.
Very well. Opening match that they had, Adam Page and Sammy Guevara, was a good match.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Let's bring up the Rick and Morty bit, because I know you're a fan of it. I've never really seen an episode. I do know of it.
Right.
So basically, the best friends dressed up as Rick and Morty. They were giving out Rick and Morty masks to the fans.
Yes.
So they won a 6-man tag match.
But it was I think it was done with very much love, and I loved it that they had gotten the voices off them to introduce them as well. That was very interesting way of introducing them.
And the other thing is, it was the only segment. They didn't do anything else the rest of the night.
Nope.
Which I liked.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about the main event, which was the finals of the tag team title tournament. And I had a little bit of a scare.
Okay.
Because I watched the match. It's a good match. I mean, anything with Lucha Brothers is going to be a good match.
I really like this match.
Scorpio Sky gets an inside cradle on Pentagon. 1, 2, 3. SCU wins the titles. Crowd is dead silent. That is the first concern that I have for AEW, was that.
Yeah, I can understand. I can understand that.
Because I am sure that they thought the Lucha Brothers were going to win the tag titles. And I think even, I thought they would.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
It's a nice surprise twist that, Kazarian and Scorpio Sky won the titles. Maybe it was just the way it was done. I don't know. I really don't know what else to say. So, but other than that, I thought it was a good show. I haven't had a chance to watch NWA Power this week, but I'm going to get to that maybe tonight or tomorrow.
It was very good.
That's what I've heard. It's really good. It was
very good.
And then the main thing that I caught from NXT is that we're going to have a first ever women's War Games match.
Yeah.
Which I am pumped for. I'm actually happy they're going through with this.
Me too. Couldn't be more happy.
I think they announced the teams for that match. Let me take a look. I wanna say they've announced the teams, but I could be wrong. But I know Rhea Ripley and Shayna Baszler are going to be the captains.
Yes.
Of those two teams.
Right.
Okay.
Who do you see winning?
Okay. We're getting 2 War Games.
Oh yeah.
So the women's is going to be the traditional 5-on-5. That's the traditional 5-on-5. It is Shayna Baszler, Marina Shafir, Jasmine Duke, that's the horsewomen, Io Shirai and Bianca Belair against Rhea Ripley, Candice LeRae, Tegan Nox, Dakota Kai, and a person to be announced later. Wow. I can't. I only have like one thought of who the 5th member could be. I think it's Toni Storm.
Oh yeah. That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And then the men's War Games is 4-on-4. It is Undisputed Era against Tommaso Ciampa, Matt Riddle, Keith Lee, and a partner to be announced later. But no, the fact we're going to get 2 War Games and one of them is a women's War Game, I'm pumped.
Yeah.
So
it will be very good.
So I'm going to let you rank it this week, Fro. Best shows you saw this week.
I think I will go with the YouTube show. I think that was the best thing.
All right.
Then I will go NXT. Then I will go Impact.
Oh yeah, they had the title change this week, right?
Yes. Did.
Sami Callihan. That's my only complaint about that. Why would you have Sami win the title on Access TV when you could have had him win it on pay-per-view?
I know.
But other than that, way to go, Sami Callihan. So
it was
all right. Last week, Fro and I did a game of the worst matches in wrestling history from an article of 4 years ago. This week, Fro has found an article of the best wrestling matches of all time.
From 2011.
Oh, good, great.
Yes. Wouldn't find anything newer, would I?
I can't wait until we do the list of the greatest wrestlers of all time from 1999.
Okay, The Bash 2009, number 25.
Is that Mysterio and Jericho?
It is Mysterio and Jericho.
Right.
No Mercy 2002.
No Mercy 2002. I'm going to say Brock Undertaker.
No. I will give you a clue. Rey Mysterio was in this match as well.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Edge and Rey Mysterio versus Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit.
Yes.
That is a good match.
No Way Out 2001.
That would be Steve Austin and Triple H.
It would be. ECW One Night Stand 2006.
Okay, I'm surprised that's on the list.
Me too. Never ever heard of this pay-per-view in my entire life.
Would it be... No, it wouldn't. John Cena and RVD?
No. It's a tag team. It's a tag team match.
Edge and Mick Foley against Tommy Dreamer and Terry Funk?
Yes.
That is on this list of the 25 greatest matches. Wow.
Yep.
2011 is a weird time.
This is the WWE only, by the way.
What's the next one?
This is WWE only, by the way, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Raw in London, 2007.
John Cena and Shawn Michaels.
That was a very good match, though.
You know, I've told the story. I fell asleep, and I have yet to see that match.
Have you never seen that match?
I've never seen that match.
And I have seen it. Wow.
Yeah. It's amazing, isn't it?
Wow. Something I have seen that you haven't.
I know.
Their number 20 is WWE Rumble 2001. And you can guess what match it was, maybe?
Would it be the Rumble match itself?
It would be the Royal match themselves.
That is a good match. I think it's a little overrated, but I do like it.
Yeah. WrestleMania XYY 1996.
Okay, so WrestleMania 12.
Yes.
See, I know my Roman numbers. Actually, I thank WWE for teaching me Roman numerals, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
That's Bret and Shawn, the Iron Man match.
It is. 1992 WrestleMania V111.
Oh my God, there's so many. There's two in my mind.
Right.
Oh my God, and they're both really good. Oh, I'm gonna say Randy Savage and Ric Flair.
That is correct.
Do you want to know what the other one was that I was thinking?
Hulk Hogan and...
Oh, no. I was thinking of Bret Hart and Roddy Piper.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good match.
No Mercy 2008.
Oh, my favorite ladder match, probably. Chris Jericho and Shawn Michaels.
That is Chris Jericho.
That is probably my favorite ladder match ever.
And here's something I totally disagree with, but it's on this list, number 16. Why this is on the list, I don't fucking know. But it is WrestleMania 14 2003.
Oh, WrestleMania 19. Okay.
19, sorry.
Oh, God. Jericho and Michaels again?
No, Kurt.
Oh, Kurt and Brock. Oh.
That's Nope. No.
I haven't seen that match in a while. I'd have to go back and watch it.
It's not that good. It's good, but it shouldn't be on the same. Okay, WrestleMania 20, 2004.
It's the triple threat match, isn't it?
It is.
That's still in my top 5 WrestleMania main events ever.
It's really, really good. King of the Ring, 1998.
Oh, this is a no-brainer. Mankind and Undertaker.
Yes. Or as they, for some strange reason, say here, Mick Foley versus The Undertaker. I don't think Mick Foley was there.
I'm going to say no.
Okay, WrestleMania 10, 1994.
Ooh, that's another one that could go 2 ways. Shawn and Razor?
Yeah.
You know the other one that I'm thinking of, right?
The TLC match?
No, I'm thinking Bret and Owen.
Oh, Bret and Owen was stuck here?
Yeah.
Okay, WrestleMania 7.
Oh!
17, sorry.
Oh, dang. I was hoping it was 7. Would that be the TLC match?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Don't go chasing waterfalls. Okay, WrestleMania XYV 2008. Is that 14? Yeah.
No, that would be 24.
24, yeah. Here you can see.
Wow. Is that Ric Flair's retirement match?
Yeah. Why is that so low?
It's a good match. It is.
I love that match. I cried. I remember. That's one of my favorite WrestleMania moments of all time.
And you know what the saddest part is? We all knew he was going to lose.
Yeah, but we cried anyway. We didn't care.
We're men.
Yeah. SummerSlam, 1992.
Oh, Bret and Bulldog.
Yes. WrestleMania 17, 2001.
Wow, 17 again.
Mm-hmm.
Austin and The Rock?
Yep. I don't agree with that. I don't think that was so good.
It's a fun match.
I think it's a fun match, but it's...
I wouldn't put it among the top 25 matches of all time for WWE.
No, because here, number 8, WrestleMania 17.
Again?
Yes.
Dear God. The gimmick battle royal. No, I'm just kidding. No, that was a joke. Triple H and Undertaker?
No, Kurt and Chris.
Wow. I don't even remember that match.
Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit, no.
I mean, I remember Angle won, but I don't remember that match being top 25 all time.
I know. WrestleMania 10, 1994.
There we go. Bret and Owen.
Yes. WrestleMania 18, 2002.
Hogan and The Rock.
Yes. WrestleMania 13, 1997.
Bret and Austin.
Yes. Number 4, WrestleMania 11, 2005. No, 21.
21.
Yes.
Wow, I was going to say WrestleMania 11.
Yes. Exactly. I always forget that one is the 10. So it's 21.
It's okay. Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels.
Yes. Number 3, WrestleMania 3, 1987. Can you guess what that would be?
Steve Coded Savage.
No, it isn't.
Hulk and Andre is number 3?
Yep.
What?
Because number two is also from WrestleMania 1987.
Okay. Yeah. All right. You know what? I'm gonna say this. I think Hulk and Andre is only ranked number 3 for the historic purpose.
Right.
Because if you watch that match, it's not that good of a match.
No, I totally agree.
I mean, I'm not saying it's the worst, but it's not that good.
And this was totally written in 2011 because WrestleMania 25, 2009.
Oh, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels.
Yep. One
10
of the
years
best.
later, still the greatest match I've ever seen.
Yep, I totally agree. We agree on that. That's my favorite match of all time. It is.
I was almost going to lose my mind. How is Steamboat Savage not on there? Who wrote this list? I'm going to find him and kick their ass. Oh, man.
Yeah,
all right.
That was fun.
No, that was a good list. There's one that I question, the Angle Benoit match from 17.
Yeah.
Because they had a heck of a match, like almost 2 years later at the Royal Rumble in like 03. That was an amazing match. I would go out of, if you have time, go out of your way to watch that match.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yesterday, if you haven't heard, there was a show in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I can't wait to. Now we're going to switch it around because I'm going to guess the results.
All right. Now I'm going to be completely honest with everybody here.
I've not seen anything about this.
Actually, I think I said it earlier, but I'll say it again. I did not watch this show until the last 3 matches. And the only thing that I wanted to watch from that show was Brock and Kane, Velasquez. Just to see how it would go. So I'll tell you when that match comes up and if I got to see it or not.
Okay.
So we had a battle royal as our kickoff match.
Okay.
The winner would face AJ Styles for the U.S. title later on the show.
Okay.
Any guess as to who won that match?
AJ is heel right now, so it would be. So it would be a face.
Yes.
A face on SmackDown. No.
All right. Humberto Carrillo won the Battle Royal.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I was a little surprised. I had Cedric the Alexander winning that one.
That's pretty good for somebody that I usually don't see.
He's been on TV like 2 weeks in a row, and he's looked good so far.
Okay.
Cool. Oh, and by the way, during this match, R-Truth regained the 24/7 title.
How many times has he had it now?
Oh,
you know? Many times.
Would you like to guess the number? I'll get the number and you tell me.
27.
Well, you're a little bit close. 21.
Oh, not too bad.
And then he lost the title. Well, okay, the original champ going into it was Sunil Singh.
Yes.
R-Truth pins him after they were eliminated from the Battle Royal. Then the other Singh brother, Samir, pins R-Truth to win the 24/7 title.
Weird.
So at least I saved you time from that. Now we get to the pay-per-view.
Yes.
Opening match. Cain Velasquez versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE title.
This was first.
This was the opening match.
Wow.
No, I did not get to see this match.
I'm going to guess that Kane won because why not?
Nope, Brock Lesnar won.
Really? Wow.
They had a long match, bro.
How long?
2 minutes, 3 seconds.
Wow, that was long.
Meltzer gave that -1 star. All right. Now the next one is the tag team turmoil match. And this is to determine the greatest tag team in the world. So I have the teams that are in it.
Okay.
On here. You're gonna tell me who won the match.
Okay.
The whole thing. The whole thing. Okay.
Okay.
We had you know what, I'm gonna mix the order up. So you try not
Yes.
We had Big E and Kofi.
Okay.
Heavy Machinery.
Okay.
Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler.
Okay.
The B Team.
Okay.
Lucha House Party.
Okay.
Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins.
Oh, I wish they would. Okay.
Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson.
No.
The Viking Raiders.
Yeah.
Did I say Heavy Machinery?
Yes.
Did I say the B Team?
Yes.
All right, then those are all the teams.
Root and
Ziggler?
Yeah.
No, it was Gallows and Anderson.
The B Team.
Yeah. No, that's Axel and Dallas.
No, the real B Team.
Aw. All right. Then we had Cesaro against Mansoor.
Oh, Mansoor for sure.
Yeah. This probably got the highest rating from Meltzer for the entire show. 3 3/4 stars.
They are very high on Mansoor, so it would very surprise me if.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. Second high. No, actually, no, it's a tie. It's actually a tie.
Okay.
I'll tell you the other one later.
Yeah, no, it would surprise me if he lost.
Yeah. Then we had Braun Strowman and Tyson Fury.
I think nothing was on the line. I will guess Tyson won.
Yes. By count out.
Oh, by count out. Yeah, because I was just going to say, because they don't really know what they're going to do with my favorite wrestler.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. I have a
I'm
feeling
I'm going to say it to him. He should leave.
Who, Braun?
Yeah, before they destroy him.
Ooh. I got a feeling we're going to get this match again in the future. I just do.
Okay.
All right, then we have the U.S. title match, Humberto against AJ Styles.
Humberto kept it.
No, it was AJ. AJ kept the title.
Oh, okay.
Cool. So it was after this match where I caught the rest of the show.
Okay.
So I had pretty much missed most of the show. So there's only 3 matches left. Okay. So I sort of caught a good break on this. Natalya versus Lacey Evans. No, you're not hearing that wrong. We had a women's match in Saudi Arabia.
Wow. Were there clothes?
Yes, they were both wearing shirts. And they had long sleeve shirts and long pants.
They love Lacey Evans, so I will go with her.
They actually had Natalya go over.
Oh, good.
And I'm going to say this. The fans in that stadium were into that match.
Yeah, because they've never seen a woman before.
That's true. That's very true. That's true.
That's great.
You know, I can't wait till they go over there next time when they have the first ever ankle match where the only way to lose is to show your ankle.
Yeah.
I know that didn't go over as well as I thought. Then
I thought it was funny.
Thank you. Then we have the match that I thought would have ended the pay-per-view once I saw Brock and Kane had already gone on first, but it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Team Flair versus Team Hogan.
Who was on the respective team?
Okay. Team Flair consisted of Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, King Corbin, Bobby Lashley, and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Okay.
Team Hogan consisted of Roman Reigns, Ricochet, Shorty G, Rusev, and Ali.
I'm going to say heels took it.
It was the faces.
Really? Okay.
Hogan's team won.
Cool.
And the main event of this show, Universal title match.
Wow. Really?
Pinfall. This is probably my favorite miswording in the history of miswording. Pinfalls count anywhere. Match cannot be stopped for any reason. It is true. That's what it said on the graphic. The match can't be stopped for any reason. Falls count anywhere.
Okay.
For the Universal title, Bray Wyatt versus Seth Rollins.
Oh, I hope Bray won.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new Universal Champion in Bray Wyatt.
That's good.
And I have to say, I really liked the ending of the match. Because what happens? Because, they fight in the ring, they fight out of the ring. They go into the crowd for a little bit. They fight, outside more. They go up the stage. Seth hits some super kicks. Then he hits like 6 or 7 curb stomps in a row. Then he hits a super kick to Bray. Bray falls backwards off the stage. And the pyro goes off. It's boom, 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 sort of like McFoley. So everyone comes out. They got the pyro people with the fire extinguishers. The referee goes down. Seth goes down. Seth pulls one of the equipment boxes that they store stuff in, into the carry to travel back. Then we have another pyro explosion. And Seth's like, ow, my eyes, my eyes. And Bray Wyatt, as Seth is sitting, Bray Wyatt stands straight up from behind as if he never got hurt, put in the mandible claw, hits Sister Abigail, 1, 2, 3, Bray Wyatt wins the Universal title.
Nice.
Yowie wowie.
I'm very happy to hear that. Very happy to hear that.
Yeah, I was happy too that they put the title on him. So you'd think, well, this is the end of the show. We're done. But no, folks, this is where it's going to get fun. Because, Fro, in WWE's infinite wisdom, they decided that we're going to have this show in Saudi Arabia. And then after this, we're going to fly everybody back across 2 continents to get to SmackDown tonight in Buffalo, New York. Are you ready for these reports?
Oh, no.
Our first report from Mike Johnson began at 3:17 a.m. this morning.
Oh, no.
The scheduled WWE charter flight out of Saudi Arabia to tonight's SmackDown in Buffalo, New York has been delayed for hours due to what sources indicate is a mechanical issue with the fuel line of the plane, although we have heard there are other issues. WWE talents and staff have been sitting on the plane for hours. They started boarding 7 hours ago as it is writing, so let's see, 2, 1, 12, 11, 10, 9. So it's been about 8 p.m. here. Anyway, as they have cleared customs leaving Saudi Arabia and cannot leave the plane without going through customs to enter the country again. One source described the flight as canceled, but we're told talents are still on the flight waiting to take off. We are told the WWE has been able to rush out certain talents on another plane, but have not been able to confirm which. The others are waiting to leave and may still have several hours to wait before being able to depart and head back to the United States, which, given the length of the flight, could very well mean they don't make it back to the United States in time for tonight's SmackDown.
Aww.
With a 7-hour and counting wait and a 6,000+ mile flight from point A to point B ahead of them, it's going to be a long day. So let me tell you who or what was scheduled for tonight's SmackDown before we get going, or more stories. The featured match this week is Roman Reigns against King Corbin. We're also supposed to have Miz TV with Bray Wyatt. The Revival defend the SmackDown Tag Team titles against the New Day. And a 6-woman tag team match, Bayley, Mandy Rose, and Sonya Deville against Nikki Cross, Carmella, and Dana Brooke. So I want you to remember those. 2 hours later, Mike Johnson reported the following. PW Insider has been told the majority of those delayed leaving Saudi Arabia for tonight's SmackDown taping will not make the taping and are now at hotels in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We are told there is no word yet when they are now leaving to return to the United States.
Wow.
WWE has made arrangements to try to get those, quote, absolutely necessary, unquote, for SmackDown to the taping, we are told. There are a lot of people within WWE upset about the situation, going as far up the ladder as you can imagine. So that was at 5:38 Eastern Time this morning. At 12:21 p.m., Mike Johnson reports this. The word making the rounds among talents still in Saudi Arabia is that a new flight has been arranged to take them from Riyadh to the United States around 3 a.m. local time tonight.
Oh my gosh.
That would be a full 24 hours after they were slated to leave. We had a couple of interesting tweets and Instagrams. Lacey Evans thanked, for working there. Same with Natalia. Andrade had a couple tweets. He wrote, "A venture in Saudi Arabia. Seriously. Bad day on... Oh, this last one's the best. Bad day on Saudi Arabia. I hope to arrive before my birth."
Before my birth. Cool.
Before his birth. Buddy Murphy tweeted, "Never again." And then this came at 12:24 p.m. This is reported from Paul Jordan. In an update from the story that Mike Johnson broke, WWE publicly acknowledged the issues coming from Saudi Arabia and that there will be surprises on tonight's SmackDown. On their website saying the following.
Surprises. Huh.
This is the official WWE statement, folks, I'm about to read.
This is funny.
The WWE roster is delayed in its return from Saudi Arabia following a historic performance at yesterday's record-breaking Crown Jewel event. More than 175 superstars, production crew, and employees boarded a 747 charter flight back to the United States on Thursday. After the door closed due to severe aircraft problems, including mechanical issues, all passengers sat on the tarmac for more than 6 hours.
Wow.
Exactly. With SmackDown set to emanate live from Buffalo, New York, several superstars felt so strongly that they arranged for their own separate charter in order to make it back to the U.S. for the show.
Wow.
Due to unforeseen issues, that charter will not land until after the live broadcast on Fox.
Whew.
As always with WWE, the show must go on. Live at 8 on Fox, SmackDown will feature superstars such as Daniel Bryan, The Miz, Carmella, Nikki Cross, Dana Brooke, plus additional surprises.
I love how they spin it to a positive thing.
Whoa. The remainder of WWE's superstars, staff, and crew will depart on a charter set to depart Saudi Arabia later tonight. For the latest updates on this story and tonight's SmackDown, check back with WWE.com and follow WWE on social media.
I almost feel bad for them.
I
said almost. I said almost. I didn't say.
I know.
I felt bad for them. Almost.
But Frodo, here's what they should have done.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they should have done. If you are a SmackDown wrestler, as soon as your match was over and you were cleared, you should have gone to the airport, get on the next flight to get over to Buffalo. That's what they should have done.
Yeah.
And then have the remaining people, which would have been like Raw, those people, have them take the other flight.
No, I totally agree.
I wasn't going to watch SmackDown tonight. I think I'm going to watch it now.
Yeah, it sounds interesting.
Just to see how bad this is going to be. This is exactly like the volcano episode of Raw. Have you?
Yes. Yes, I remember.
Okay, so you do know about this. So for those who don't,
I love that episode with
McGruber.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know what we're talking about, we'll give you the quick story. WWE had done live house shows over in Iceland, and they were going to come back to the United States for a live episode of Raw. Well, it just so happened that a volcano exploded and no one could leave. So because of this, the remaining people had to do Raw, and this was the episode where McGruber was the guest host plugging his movie, McGruber, and oh my gosh, I saw that episode. This is now going to be, this is SmackDown's volcano episode that we're getting.
Definitely.
Oh, this is going to be great. I am watching it. I am absolutely watching this.
I'm really looking forward to this.
Oh my god, this is going to be great. Oh my god, this is fantastic. One more piece of news and then we'll start wrapping it up. You watch Netflix?
I do.
Correct? I do. Do you watch a show called The Toys That Made Us?
I do.
Well, they recently released their trailer, which I haven't had a chance to watch yet, for season 3. And one of the episodes is on wrestling. The season 3 premiere of The Toys That Made Us is scheduled for November the 15th, which is 2 weeks from today. So, I would like to make a proclamation, if you agree with me, Fro, for this. How about the week after, which would be November 22nd, that would be Survivor Series weekend, we review that episode of The Toys That Made Us.
Totally.
Wrestling toys.
Yeah, I love that show, so I have absolutely no problem. It's
so
so
we
good.
will do that. So we're going to do that. That's going to be in 3 weeks. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this week. So why don't we get into the plugs? If you have any questions or comments, send an email, wrestlingman@thatwrestlingshow.com. Follow the show on Twitter at WrestlingShow11. Don't forget to join our Facebook group. It is That Wrestling Show fan group. You type that in the search bar. You're right there. Check out the website, thatwrestlingshow.com, and visit the Patreon page, patreon.com/Bill's World of Podcasts. Fro, what do you have this week on Another Digital Citizen?
We talk about the Denver Airport conspiracy. Yes.
Well, I know they're very high, but you know. I know. I'm so cheeky. Anyway, that sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
Let's get into
in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, we will have a very special guest and talk about Disney Plus.
I've heard that your special guest is a sexy beast.
He is. He's so sexy.
I know. All right, let's get into plugging some other podcasts you guys should check out. Check out Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Joe Murata and Michael Quinn, as they take a look at the world of retro wrestling. This week, they start off a brand new season, Fro, and they have a new segment at the beginning where they discuss mid-card wrestlers, and this first one is about Tito Santana. So that's a very good discussion. Plus, the beginning of Royal Rankings of the best entrances, the best theme songs.
Ooh.
That is one I've looked very much forward to when I first heard the announcement. Plus, they review Sunday Night Slam from November 1994, for those that remember that. So check that out. Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast.
Do you know
also
what?
check out.
Yeah,
go ahead.
They should have Sharks on a South Park podcast.
Yes, we discussed the latest South Park episode, Tegrity Farms Halloween special, and we discussed the big news coming out from South Park this week. Check out the Wrestling Podcast About Nothing with former referee Mike Crockett, Ring of Honor star Brian Malonis, and Chaotic Wrestling's Brian Fury, as they discuss stories about wrestling. You know, they've been in wrestling. We haven't. I'm a broadcast journalist. Fro is, well, Fro.
Fro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny that we said that?
I know.
Yeah.
So
Fro is Fro.
This week, because it's Halloween week, a very interesting discussion. Wrestling's best and worst costume changes. Should be a very interesting topic there. Check out the Wrestling Podcast About Nothing. And if you're a fan of one-person hosted podcasts, then let me recommend Greetings from Allentown with PW Peter Winson. He watches one episode of professional wrestling each week in his own unique way. Because we're in Halloween, this week he discusses an episode of WCW Main Event from October 27th, 1991. That is Greetings from Allentown. And if you're looking for non-wrestling related podcasts, let me recommend Unspooled with Paul and Amy, where they take a look at, or they watch and discuss each list of AFI's 100 Greatest Movies, the 2007 list. This week, they discuss The Grapes of Wrath.
Ooh, that's a good movie.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
That
Probably my favorite.
movie.
Maybe my favorite Henry Fonda role. That or 12 Angry Men.
Yeah.
So that is Unspooled.
Hard to pick.
Yeah, I know. So next week, we are going to preview AEW Full Gear. We're going to make predictions for that show. Plus, we'll talk about the other weekly wrestling news as well.
Yeah.
Everybody, have a good, safe weekend. Whatever it is you're doing, you're probably going to overstuff yourself on candy. So have fun with that. And when you're done, come back here next week for another episode of That Wrestling Show, the only podcast where all pro wrestling matters. And as always,
wrestle off!
Go Nets!